Once upon a time, in a bright and bustling kingdom filled with colorful banners and cheerful music, there lived an emperor who loved clothes more than anything else in the world. He had closets full of shimmering robes, sparkling shoes, and hats decorated with the fluffiest feathers you've ever seen. One day, two sneaky strangers arrived in the kingdom. They had heard of the emperor's love for clothes and came up with a crafty plan to make some gold. They went straight to the palace and bowed low before the emperor. "Your Majesty," they said with a twinkle in their eyes, "we are master weavers and have created the most magnificent and magical fabric ever seen. It is so special that it can only be seen by the wisest and most capable people. To anyone else, it appears invisible." The emperor was intrigued. Magical clothes that only the wise can see, he thought. I must have such an outfit. He gave the weavers a bag of gold and asked them to start working immediately. The weavers set up two looms and pretended to work very hard, but they didn't weave anything at all. They moved their hands in the air as if they were using fine threads. "Look at the fabric. Just look at how the light shines on it," they said when anyone came to check on them. But of course, there was nothing to see. The emperor sent his most trusted advisors to check on the progress. When the advisors saw the empty looms, they were shocked but remembered what the weavers had said. "Only the wise can see it? Oh, I must not admit that I can't see anything," they thought. So they began to praise the fabric. "Oh, it's beautiful," they exclaimed. "The colors, the patterns." They lied, not wanting to appear foolish. Finally, the emperor decided to see the magical clothes for himself. He walked up to the looms, and his eyes widened as he saw nothing. But he couldn't admit that. "What fine clothes," he said loudly, afraid that people might think he was unfit to be emperor. The day of the big parade arrived, and the weavers brought the emperor his new outfit. "Here, your Majesty, let us help you put on these fine clothes," they said, pretending to dress him. The emperor pretended to admire himself in a mirror, then marched out proudly to show off his new outfit to his subjects. The townspeople lined the streets, and whispers ran through the crowd as they all played along, not wanting to appear unwise. "Look at the emperor's new clothes. They're splendid." But then, a small child, too innocent to understand the pretense, pointed at the emperor and shouted, "But he isn't wearing any clothes at all." The crowd gasped, and then one by one they began to laugh as they realized the truth. The emperor blushed, realizing then that he was indeed not wearing any clothes. The emperor finally laughed too, a little embarrassed but relieved. He had learned a valuable lesson about vanity and pretense. He walked back to the palace, this time dressed in his real clothes, promising to focus more on his duties rather than his wardrobe. And from then on, the emperor and his subjects remembered to value honesty and simplicity far more than fancy clothes or pretending to be wise.